Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV. I am back once again at CES. This is the 2025 edition with a brand new logo back there. And we're going to be going to the first of the pre-show events here at CES called Unveiled. And this is one of my favorite events. It's got a lot of people all in one place. You can get through it super, super quick. I'm going really, really minimal this year. I didn't get a sponsor, so I am running around here with my smartphone on a crazy rig that I'll show you when I get back. And hopefully it's going to come out okay. You let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And I want to thank everyone who supports the channel because your support makes this trip possible. And you can see everybody's name down below. And that includes everyone who watches on a regular basis, too. And we have some merch available as well if you wanted to grab some of that to help fund this crazy trip. So I'm going to go in there for the first part of this event, and we'll see how things turn out. All right, so here's the first interesting gadget I came across. This is the Comet. It's currently on Kickstarter. They've got their QR code there conveniently located. $159. This is a Linux computer that can do whatever you want. It's not running Android. And they have these little modules that you snap on to the computer to do different things. So my friend here is going to swap out what looks like a little speaker there and pop on a keyboard. You've got a game controller here. And he's talking about use cases like people wanting to make their own drone controllers that have some intelligence behind them or some other development tool. It's pretty open-ended because it is running Linux, and this is currently on Kickstarter. So I stopped by the Belkin table here, and this is called the Stage Power Grip. And it's a MagSafe photo grip that connects to the back of an Apple phone, but really any phone that has one of those magnetic rings on it. And it's just a nice ergonomic thing if you're doing a lot of picture taking, but it also has a power bank built in, so it'll charge your phone through MagSafe or Qi while it's connected. And you've got a shutter button on it too, so you can start and stop your camera, which is pretty helpful. Now, what you'll also notice here is that it's got a secondary MagSafe connector, so you could attach another device to it. Pretty cool stuff from Belkin. No price yet, probably coming out in the spring. All right, here is one of the larger chargers I've seen from a power delivery standpoint. This is Ugreen's Nexode desktop charger. It can split up 500 watts of power from all of these USB ports on here. So if you got a lot of stuff to charge, it should be able to do it for you. Here you can see the power breakdown. So your top one will do 240 watts, and the rest of them can do 100 watts each. And you'll even get 22.5 out of the one at the bottom there. No price on this one, but it will be out, I'm guessing, relatively soon. So also at the Ugreen table, they've got this new NAS device. This is all solid state. It's got 4 NVMe SSD bays inside of it. So really compact, but you could load up a lot of storage in there if you wanted to. It's called the DXP 480T Plus. They got to work on some catchy names for these things so I can remember them. 2 Thunderbolt ports out the back there. You got 10 gig Ethernet on there. This thing is like the holy grail. $849 to start. You got to put your storage in, of course. And they're telling me that it'll run Ugreen's operating system, but you can also install your own. And it's got a 12th generation i5, a 1235U on board, along with 8 gigs of DDR5 RAM. This is a neat device. I'm going to have to get one of these because I am looking to update my media server. This one might be a fun project. So we'll try to get one in and take a look. Now, one of the challenges here is just getting to some of these tables because there is a lot of press here this year, partly because there's just more press. We have a lot of digital content creators like me who all get credentialed here, and it's great. It's a great ecosystem, and it just sometimes gets a little hard to get to some of these tables. We're going to keep looking for more stuff. Now, this is called the Ostation X. It's going to sell for about $119. This is a AA nickel metal hydride charging station, and all you do is drop your batteries in the top. They tell me the polarity doesn't matter, and it charges 4 of them at a time, and then it spits them out here at the bottom so you can take them and use them. And I happen to use a lot of these nickel metal hydride batteries on my Xbox controllers. So once you close the lid there, it'll start charging. And then you've got a battery tester in here as well. So if you've got a lot of these batteries that you need to keep charged, this is pretty convenient. Just load them in the top and they spit out the bottom. Over here at Abbott's table, and John was kind enough to let me shoot his arm. On his arm is a little sensor called Lingo. And this is very similar to the devices that people with diabetes use to monitor their blood sugar levels in real time. This is designed for people who don't have diabetes, but want to get an idea as to how the foods they're eating impact their health. They recommend that you use this for a month, and it costs $89, and it will transmit data to your phone for analysis. It's from Abbott. So we are visiting the Withings table, and they have this device called the BPM Vision, and this is a blood pressure checker that will download data to your phone, but they found that some of their smart devices were not as easy to use for people that might struggle with devices like this, like the elderly. So this one has a very large screen that the person can get guidance as to how to use it, but also see what their results are. And you can see here it delivers results and compares you to where you are on the health spectrum. Now, one thing this has that's not activated yet is the ability to do an EKG. So these two metal plates here will allow you to take an EKG of your heart once they get approval for that feature. So right now it's not activated, but will at some point once FDA clearance is received from this. I think this costs about $120. So not all that crazy, and if you got somebody in your life who needs something like this, it might be worth checking out. Withings has some cool health devices like this one. Now this is not a shipping product, but a concept that they're developing here. This is a smart mirror that will take your health every morning and give you a full readout as to whether or not you're going to survive another day on the planet here, kind of like the Star Trek scanner for your bathroom. It is not available yet, just kind of where they see their product line going. And this is another concept from Withings. So this is the current outdoor pizza oven. Unlike other pizza ovens I've looked at, this is electric, and it's designed to cook pizzas the smart way by using, of course, an app that you can use to dial in the pizza that you're looking for. So they tell me here it'll do a Neapolitan pizza in like 2 minutes. And what's cool about this is that you can go through a menu of ingredients so you can get your pizza perfect based on what you're putting together there. So right now my friend here just got the oven fired up. 850 degrees Fahrenheit is the max temperature of this thing. And then you can pick the crust that you're trying to do, and the pizza oven will smartly make your pizza based on all of that. You also get a pizza stone in the box too, so everything is included to get going. They tell me it'll work outdoors as well. So fun little pizza oven here if you got a pizza party coming up, and 2 minutes a pie is pretty quick. So $5.99 from Current Outdoor. So I stopped over at Lexar's table, and they've got this cool SD card that's made out of metal. And if my friend can flip it over real quick, I can show you the back here. So it's a ruggedized card. Doesn't have all those little plastic teeth in between the connectors there that get mangled up over time. And this is designed for people that are out in the field looking for something that will survive drops, falls, and other things. I did hold it. It's very rigid. So if you're looking for a card that's got a little more heft to it, this one might do you quite well. There's no price on this one yet, but it will be out soon. Now this is a product that you can't buy yet, but it's kind of neat. It looks like a walking table with a lamp on it, and that's kind of what it is. This is called the Memo, and it just walks around and waves at you, and it's got a lamp here on the top that can move around and change colors. And they're telling me that they want to design more useful consumer robots, but in order to get the attention in the marketplace, they wanted to do something a little less functional, but cute and perhaps attention drawing like this one seems to be doing right now. We've got a lot of folks here in the media taking pictures of it. So again, something we might see in the future, but it just looked pretty cool and I thought you might like it. So we've looked at things from SwitchBot before. They make some really cool devices to turn light switches on and off and make your blinds work, but now they've got something rather ambitious here. This is a multi-purpose home robot that they're developing. It's not available yet, but it kind of does it all. It mops, it vacuums, it will go on patrol, it will serve drinks to your guests when they arrive. It's got a lot of different functions that they're planning on here. It can even have a fan that drives around too. The only thing it won't do is stop intruders, but it'll tell you that they're there. No price on this yet. It's still a concept, but they have some neat ideas on their website with a video to kind of show you some of the things they're thinking about having this device do, including picking up things on the floor, which might help with my kids not picking their stuff up. And you can see what the underside of the vacuum component looks like here. I would say they're probably focusing on the cleaning functions first, and the other things will follow later, but you can see this is what the camera platform looks like, and then you've got some of the other things they're planning on here too. So neat stuff from SwitchBot. So you've probably heard of Schlage locks. We saw them at the show last year. And sometimes these can get a little on the pricey side. So they've got a budget offering now called the Schlage Arrive. And it's got these nice tactile buttons on here. Costs $199. And it'll work with most of the major home platforms, but not Apple. So Google and Amazon will work with it, but HomeKit does not. But if you don't need the HomeKit functionality and you got a secondary door, this might be worth taking a look at. One thing I like about the Schlages also is that they still support a traditional key. So if you have a battery issue, you can get in your door without having to rig something up. So good stuff here. I'll show you the back of it as well. And that's the interior side. They just have this in 2 different styles. All right, that'll do it for CES Unveiled, our first stop in our dispatch series. I've got more videos on the way. And again, I want to thank all of you for your continued support of the channel that makes this possible. And tomorrow we're going over to PepCom, which is a very similar event, but with a lot more stuff that we haven't seen here. And then we've got another show like this on Wednesday night, too. So a lot of fun things ahead. I went to Lenovo yesterday. They've got some really cool stuff that I'm going to show you on Tuesday or Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't already, because there's more from CES to come, just like this video. And thank you all again for your continued support and viewership. That'll do it for this one. Until next time, this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.